Welcome to APES. I am going to try to make this get through these slides in less than 12 minutes for your welcome to the course. A lot of these slides I'm going to be using in both this asynchronous video clip and in synchronous Zoom meeting. You could see that this one part is geared towards being live with you. So what's that? So just real quickly, we have Core 4 in our district this year, which just means that there are 4 platforms that all teachers will be working through. All your assignments will be posted on Google Classroom. So these are also all hyperlinked that will take you directly to any of these locations. All of our pre-recorded asynchronous lessons are on WeVideo. All of our synchronous sessions will be on Zoom, and all communications can come through Parent Square. So parents don't have access to Google Classroom, so make sure students that you're helping them find the website for the course, which I'll do on a separate video, and that we're using this Parent Square and set up. This is the website to get to your Google Classroom. I would pause the video here to join the class and make sure that you're using the correct class code. So period 1, 2, and 3 each have their own separate codes. And then once you've added a star, there's a star in the upper part of your screen so you can bookmark. When you are, for this first task during this asynchronous lesson, I'm going to have you doing some screenshots. This is just showing you the location of the different buttons in order to do that. What I want you to find are just the tabs at the very top that say stream versus classwork versus people and grades. So for each of those, I just want you to be taking a screenshot image to show me that you're able to find those and putting those into your Word documents. This is showing that for you for a Chromebook, so F5, Shift, and Control. So we're in here, and then that will take a photo of your screen and what it looks like when you're in each of those. So again, finding that Stream tab where announcements are located, and it's just a big long list. I try to avoid putting a lot of information in the stream because it can get lost. Most of your assignments are all going to go under the classwork tab. The people's going to give you everyone that's in class so far, so everyone's screen should look slightly different because as you all add, I'll see different names show up on that. And then your grades. Now, your grades are going to be posted in Skyward. The grades in this section is mainly going to be based on completion. And this is to let you know if you've submitted it or not submitted it, and whether there's a score there. And then I will be transferring those to Skyward. All right. Oh, and if you're on a Mac, you'll need to press Shift, Command, and 3. The last one I want you to find in the upper left that says calendar. Calendars are extremely useful. This is one of the pieces of feedback I got from kids in last spring. The calendar feature, if you're using that, you can click on it for each one of your classes and have all of it in one document. Again, this is about AP Environmental Science. It's a semester college course that I get more than a semester to teach it in. This is a hyperlink to the Google site for the course, so the web page for our course. In this particular video clip, I'm just going to talk about the 4 big ideas. There's a whole link to the course expectations and syllabus. One of our first activities we'll do in our live session is CER, which is Claims, Evidence, and Reasoning homework. We'll be taking a picture and telling us about objects that represent you. And then we'll get into some of these other activities as well later in the week and next week. So one of the big ideas is energy transfer. So we're going to be talking about energy conversions and changes. Understanding that energy flows, it doesn't get created or destroyed. So all energy has to be accounted for. But that energy does tend to get less usable. So we'll talk about work quality and quality of energy. And then a big idea too, that things are always interacting. And we're not just looking at the living things here, like in biology. We're looking at biogeochemical systems. So we're looking at earth systems as well as some chemistry throughout this course. And then big idea 3 should be another familiar one. We're looking at how species interact. And a huge part of this course is talking about how humans impact these natural systems, that are both of our population explosion over time and our technology has led to consequences and impacts for our environment. This is showing you a picture of an open pit mine. And then there's a picture above it with an alligator and birds modeling an animated version of symbiosis. Right, and then our last one, sustainability. Sustainability is something, is one of those ideas and concepts and themes that we're going to see throughout the entire course. The first way we'll approach this is each of you will be finding out your own ecological footprint and comparing it with your peers, and then comparing it with people in other parts of the world. Last but not least, what is this class really about? Ultimately, when you're done, is I want you to understand that the actions and choices that you're making individually affect global processes. That when we take all those little individual choices that we're making, we're having a big impact on these things that keep our environment stable. I want you to be able to participate in scientific dialogue. And part of that is I want you to be able to have authentic research skills. So the doing of science has always been the most important to me, that kind of hands-on component, the messy part, but also the most exciting part of discovery and curiosity and answering questions in a kind of systematic way, a reliable, valid way. And so understanding that nature of that method and being what we consider scientifically literate citizens is really going to be one of our focuses for the first couple weeks. What does that mean to be scientifically literate? And then I said that the last part of this video clip is just going to be a quick introduction of myself. And then we're going to talk a lot more about you and having you share in the same way that I am in this video about yourself to me on our next Zoom session. So my credentials, I have a bachelor's in microbiology. I was interested in the things that make us sick, so those microorganisms. Specifically, I was interested in cancer for quite a while. I spent a couple of years in a graduate level training in molecular and cellular biology. And then I transferred after doing all that coursework and had started my research and transferred into a master's in the art of teaching. Got into teaching and never looked back. I loved it. One of the things I did miss, though, was the doing of science. So I've always loved to learn new things. And what's great about this profession is getting to do science with kids. This fourth bullet is just about all the doing that I have been involved in over the years. I don't tend to take summers off, as we often hear the misconception is about teachers. So one of the things that I do as well is I'm an AP reader, which means that I read the exam answers for the course. So for AP Environmental Science, there are exams that are submitted across the nation, and then I read those to try to understand students' misconceptions and thoughts each year. But there's also a whole lot. These are all linked to these different programs and different things that I've been involved in. And this is my 24th year at Camas. It's easy to keep track of because my firstborn was 9 months old when we moved here. All right. And yeah, I'm a mother of 4+. I consider myself a mother of 5. My stepson does not like photos, so he is not in here. I'm going to get this right because I've had to do this multiple times. I accidentally said my daughter was the wrong age, which cannot happen, right? If any of you have teenage girls at home, you will hopefully understand that. This one's my sophomore now. These are all pictures of when they were younger. My husband and Emma and I is a senior, and I feel bad. I'm deeply sorry for all of you seniors. This is not the way we want your senior year to start. I look forward to getting to meet all my seniors in person, face to face. And then my 3 boys. So my oldest one here is 25. My younger boy, 23. and my stepson, who's 19. So they're all about a couple years apart, from 15 to 24. Nick's turning 25 in September. And Gabe, this is just a picture of him coming out when he was playing for Simon Fraser University. And he also played at Camas football as well. Let's see. And so my perspective comes out of my children, right? I've seen all of them approach learning in such different ways and have such different personalities and different struggles. And I've kind of let that guide my teaching and my approach. I think it's okay for kids to struggle. I think this concept of a growth mindset and not yet is really important. And also not having a rigid viewpoint of when you should be getting this and your brain should be clicking on this concept compared to someone else next to you. So we all learn in different ways at different rates, and that is kind of how I approach teaching as well, asking kids to give their very best effort, but also trying to have fun at the same time. And these are all kind of goofy pictures in some way or another that I really like, because in this top right one, there's a series of 10 of these, most of which they were really behaving like this, right? But I got that one or two, like what we post on Facebook or different Snapchats, right? You post those perfect pictures, but you don't see the 9 like this. So there's a lot going behind the scenes, and it reminds me to talk about. I know the struggle. I know this is all new for all of us. And I know that in these teenage years, there's a whole lot going on, and it can be a big struggle. So you can see my son graduating here from Camas High School, very thrilled that his mother's giving him a kiss of congratulations. We have a lot to work on and a lot to learn. And I think we can do this together, though, and be successful. All right. And then the last one before I kind of shut down here and get to my next clip that'll be available is this day. So this is a very important day, one I didn't get to really experience except from a golf cart and waving to kids as they drove by this last year. But I like to see kids leave our school with all the doors open to them, no matter what they want to do in life. So having those skills and those abilities that we allow them to be able to do anything they would like to do with their lives. It's a great day to see them grow over the 4 years. So please let me know if you have any questions, and I will have several links to other videos here that you can access.